might be wondering what there is to see here in Marikina. Well, we have a football stadium here, we have a McDonald's over here, and there's a couple of interesting places over here. Better not go in the ladies' tent. Oh my goodness! Look who's here! Ate Elizabeth! Chester's mama! Patrick's girlfriend!
Yeah, friend of Patrick.
And who else you love? Little
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Say hello to Ronnie.
Hello, Ronnie.
I'm here with Elizabeth and Chester in Marikina for the grand tour of the city. So let's show you what's next on the tour. Item number 53 on my list of becoming Filipino is to have an umbrella when it's too hot in the sun. And over here is the city hall. What's that, Mr. Gregory? You want me to tell you a story about Marikina? Well, here's a funny one. See the name of this street? McDonald Street. This street didn't have a name before, and when they built the big McDonald's that we just saw down there, the golden arches, McDonald's sponsored the street. So it's now called McDonald Street. How about that for advertising your product? Yeah. We're going to go down Burger Lane Road now, and then we're going to turn right into Starbucks Avenue, and then we're going to go to Costa Coffee, which is next to the market. And behind me here is another side of City Hall. This is the original part of the building, and on this balcony here the first mayor made his inauguration speech, and if you look closely at the relief just beneath there, you'll see that they're shoes. Shoes are very famous here in Marikina, and in fact we're going to go down to the market now. Marikina? They made shoes here for Elder Marcos.
The river is at the very end.
Look, there's a little bit. They have a lot of bougainvillea in the Philippines as well. I like the Claren Church, all outside was all bougainvillea. Can we go on the boating later on, Chester?
No, what? No. That's for the, I think for the maintenance team, and there are, I think there are fishes. See, you will see their fins there.
So the city of Marikina, where did it get its name? Well, it got its name from a young lady called Marikit, and this is Marikit's statue over here. And in one particularly bad typhoon, the wind and the rain ripped up the water, the river levels rose, and it got to the bottom of her nose. And they thought that the whole town was going to be submerged. But the legend has it that as long as the water doesn't go above Marikit's head, then Marikina city will be safe. One of the things that Marikina is most famous for is making shoes. I think I've already mentioned that they made shoes for Imelda Marcos. And one of the big factories that used to make these shoes was called Otto. Otto was, for Marikina, the equivalent of Hush Puppy in Bahrain. Unfortunately, Patrick, they didn't have any special offers like 2 for the price of 1. And when Otto finally went out of business, the city mayor asked that they leave their name on this building as a memory of Marikina's past. You might think that this part of the river is a bit quiet and a bit spooky. Well, I can tell you a spooky little story about Marikina, and in fact it relates to the flood and the typhoon that I was telling you about earlier on. Allegedly, a beggar lady went into a shop. She was poor, she had no money. She asked the shopkeeper to give her a bottle of water. She was hot and perspiring like me today, and he refused. How mean of the man not to give her a bottle of water. When you go in a restaurant here in the Philippines, the first thing they do is give you a free glass of water. One of the things I love about the Philippines. So she was not happy, and she cast a spell on the city of Marikina. And according to urban legend, which Chester tells me they're very fond of here in Marikina, that was when typhoon hit and the city was flooded. All because the mean man wouldn't give her a bottle of water. And following this, once they cleared up all the mess, they made a city ordinance that water should be made freely available to everyone. Isn't that a lovely story? Now I know something that Chester doesn't. You see these diggers over here? You might think that they're part of a dredging operation. But in fact, I know what really happened. They've lost the map. What map, says Chester? The map that shows where the gold is. And someone said that the gold was buried in the river. So for the last 2 weeks they've been dredging the river, trying to find the treasure chest of gold. Special message for Mr. Kevin and Mr. JP Ribeiro, who taught me the name of an animal in Tagalog. And I just saw them and I said to Chester, camping. Camping is Tagalog for goat. See, I remembered, boys. And Chester was amazed that I knew this word. Here's some more animals in Tagalog. This is, wait your turn. This is Kalapati, the pigeon. Coo, coo. The gobbling noise over here was from the turkey. Well, you might have been surprised earlier when we met Chester's mum, Elizabeth. I'm amazed to say, and very happy, because I thought I wasn't going to be able to say to him goodbye to him personally, but he's here. Bye-bye, John. It's been lovely knowing you. Yes, it's the biggest boar I've ever seen. John Jaworski. Well, we finally come to the end of our walking tour of Marikina, the sleepy little city that's outside of Manila. And I want to thank Elizabeth and Chester for being my guides and sharing all the little stories that I've been relating to you. Elizabeth has been our guest electric director, and Chester has been my cameraman. So you might think that Marikina is quite sleepy, but it does have 2 shopping malls. Over there is the massive SM Mall, and over here is the riverbank. But after these two were built, and this was seen as the area where Marikina was going to expand, the mayor said no more. And these are the two and the only two malls here in Marikina. They wanted to retain their peaceful image. And how far do we go today? Let me just have a little check. I don't think you can see it, can you, Chester? 11,323.
I think on this side.
That's a pretty good job, eh?
Yep.
Better than the 5,000 target. And if you think that Marikina is quiet, we're heading off now to the real paradise. Ladies and gentlemen, after 14 months, and I'm going to get emotional now, but this is the end of my journey. We're heading on Sunday to Palawan, and then you'll know what paradise is all about. So until then, may I just say, this is the British Kabayan saying Kita kids, see you in Palawan, Ingat palagi, and thank you.